Hello and welcome, everyone. I am here for another coffee chat for this year's 16th annual Canadian Holistic Nutrition Conference. Our topic this year is Nourishing Our Future, exploring the science and power of nutrition. We have two dates for you this year. One is April 13th in Calgary, and one is May 11th in Toronto. Now, I am so excited because I have one of our Calgary speakers with us today for our casual coffee chats. Jessica Pecush, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure. So great to see you and looking forward to this.
Yeah, so your topic this year is the relationship between nutrition and the autoimmune cascade. That sounds amazing. Can you tell us a
I'm
little
so
bit
excited.
about why you're so passionate about this topic?
Absolutely. You could say, as a nutrition practitioner, I'm obsessed with this topic and the gut microbiome. And it's because exactly about 20 years ago, dating back to 2004, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, a form of inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, which is a form of autoimmunity in which the immune system is attacking the lining of the colon or the large intestine. And as you can imagine, that kind of turned life upside down. At that point, I was 22 years old. I was just wrapping up my last semester of university and about to enter, my adult life, my independent adult life, and enter the workforce. And so it really turned things sideways as I figured out, with the help of medical practitioners and such, how to start as quickly as possible reducing the active inflammation and getting myself into a more stable state. And it did take those first initial couple of years to do so before things started to uh, you know, level out and become a little bit more stable for me. So that was, quite an unexpected occurrence. It does run in my family, but still, there's still that unexpected experience when, you're receiving that news. And so here I am about, yeah, 2 decades later, exactly 20 years later, in a very different place than I was back then. Looking back at that journey from a different perspective, a very different perspective, a very different place that I'm very grateful for, because had I not taken the journey from there over the last 2 decades that I did, it could have turned out very differently. So my world was blown open with alternative health and wellness and natural nutrition and all things natural health back in 2012. It was about 8 years into that journey before I came across this world, and it's just continued to deeply impact my health journey and just my overall life since then. It starts, as for most people, it does some independent learning and then investing in your own health and wellness practitioners to build out your own circle beyond the traditional medical circle.
Mhm.
And then became a practitioner because I was so deeply impacted by all that I was learning. And now I help other women to do the same.
Oh, I love that. I love when the passion comes from a place of just lived experience.
Right. Yeah, it's powerful. It's
Yeah.
powerful.
Now, what can we expect to learn from the presentation this year with you?
Yeah, we're going to dig into a lot in those 45 minutes, and that Q&A, I'm going to dig into what those key players of autoimmunity are. Autoimmunity, it's multi-layered, it's multifactorial. There's a lot of contributing factors.
Mhm.
And while we can't change that genetic inheritance and that genetic piece, there's just so much power and impact and influence we have over our environmental exposures and our nutritional fuel and our lifestyle practices. So we're going to dig into those key players and really where we can influence them the most. We're going to dig into what those precursors are that have to be present in the gut and in the body for autoimmunity to even surface in the first place. That would be common to any autoimmune condition. And unfortunately, there's 80 or more and counting. They're steadily rising.
Yeah.
We're also going to dig into how, traditional dietary patterns have just radically changed over the last handful of decades with our, whether you want to call it the standard American diet or just westernized diet patterns, and all of their anti-nutrients that are really, with chronic exposure, insult the gut more and more over time and just create more of that chronic systemic inflammation. And then we're going to dig into, the things that are therapeutic and that really repair and heal and soothe the gut microbiome, which is where, any disease or disorder or disarray in the body starts, is in our gut. So really looking at what next steps we can take, whether you're directly impacted by autoimmunity like myself, or even if you're not, many people who are, whether they're clients or otherwise, and where we can really just take the reins and reframe and reshape how our path looks from here.
Love it, love it. Now,
Yeah.
are you gonna be sharing any key foods or nutritional strategies that people that are at the conference either can use for themselves to deal with autoimmune issues or with their clients?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been going through a lot of research, like brain exploding here, especially the most recent research. And yeah, I'll definitely be sharing, some of those really powerful plant-based nutrients and compounds,
Mhm,
and just those individual nutrients that are especially soothing and therapeutic for the gut and
mhm,
autoimmune conditions. Also realizing that those nutrients being focused on in our diet are part of the bigger picture of our diet, with all of the good things working together in what the body recognizes and processes as whole food. And yeah, example foods, example beverages, that kind of thing. The role natural supplementation might play on top of that. But yeah, really coming from a food first perspective with what's
exciting.
soothing and going to leave someone in a more just comfortable state of ease, really. That's what everyone wants. So
Yeah, yeah, so exciting. Yay, I can't wait. I know that with autoimmunity, it has been on the rise, especially the last couple of years, just more and more
yeah,
cases across Canada. So whether, people in the audience are themselves struggling or seeing an increase in their clientele, it sounds like there's going to be something that we could definitely take away, very
amazing.
functional, very tangible, and use for ourselves or our community.
I will be sure of that.
Yes, I love it. Love it. Now, we always love to ask all of our speakers if there's maybe a fun fact or a hidden talent that you have that maybe no one knows about.
Fun fact, I love to travel. I love
Mhm.
to explore far-reaching corners of the earth when I can. I love like learning about what there is to see there, whether it's those gems of restaurants or more touristy things or landmarks or the things many people might not know about in visiting, a foreign place. I do love that. I was thinking about the hidden talent part. I even asked my husband as a second perspective, and
Yeah.
just reflecting myself, I seem to, be able to have those puns roll off my tongue in the
Okay.
most opportune moments. And unfortunately, sometimes, a lot of my puns can be digestion related because I'm talking about the gut and digestion so much. So I can do it without even realizing how comical it is in the
Yeah.
context with like a training I'm teaching,
Yeah.
and then the pun, and maybe in hindsight, not the best pun in that situation, but it's still comical. It just seems to
Oh,
happen without thinking about it. But
yeah.
all jokes aside, my hidden talents, someone might not know about me unless they grew up with me or knew me from way back when, was that I'm just a fine arts junkie. I grew up intensely with music and dance. And although I don't train in the same way I used to, they're a huge part of my life and I love tapping into what Calgary has to offer with music, dance, theater, musicals, things like that. I just adore that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Love it. As a girl who grew up on musicals myself and secretly loves musicals, I love that so much. I love that so
Yeah,
much.
that's always a fun night out, and it just fills
Yeah.
your soul,
Yeah,
fills your
it
cup.
does, it does. I love it, I love it. Well, thank you so much for some time to chat
My
with us. I
pleasure.
cannot wait to see you in Calgary, watch you speak. Everyone, you are gonna wanna make sure you grab your tickets. You are not going to want to miss this. Our early bird tickets are still on sale, so make sure you get it. You do not want to miss this fabulous talk with Jessica in Calgary this year at our conference. Thank you so much for seeing me
Thank
today.
you. We'll see you there, everyone.
Yeah, see you there.